Hello, this is Digger here from the OSS. I'm here with Daybreak and Meepo when he's able to show up. Running a little bit behind, but feel free to say hello there, Daybreak.
Good morning, everyone.
So, what we're going to be talking about is that of the Materia Cups coming up and the shop championships that have yet to be dated, but there are some coming up. So, the first, I guess we'll talk about some of the main ones here. I forgot to bring up the little thing about them. Whoopsie daisy. Schedule. Okay. So, let's see. So I guess the first one that's coming up is at the Haven Games, right? So that's April 22nd, 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take on that? Like, I've personally been to the shop just recently. Really, like the organizer there is really nice and whatnot. So he'll run it very smoothly, but I'm not. I don't know how competitive this scene is because I was there and some of the more casual players were there. So I was like, okay.
Was it the one with the random? Not really random, but like that they had the regionals go on like last year, and there were issues, or is that a different one?
I don't know. I don't think it was the Haven Games.
Okay. Yeah, I could be wrong as well because it's been a while. It was one of the re-raises. I remember people were having a lot of drama about like card thefting, extra copies.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the Haven Games or something else, but
Okay,
I know
let me take that back.
Yeah, I know the guy that runs Haven Games is also helping organize all the other regionals, so that's a lot of work.
Ooh, okay, interesting. You see, the only experience, to be honest, I've had with Haven is like I got pointed that way for TCG singles from War of the Visions YouTuber, and then that's how I know that they exist.
They have a lot.
Yeah,
literally one giant shelf is a bunch of bulk that they have, including foil. Like, they don't separate their foils from their regular stuff. They separate maybe their special rarities, like the full arts or whatnot. Other than that, it's all in one particular box or another. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So, which is good because they don't really have a lot of display space per se.
Yeah. If you can't sort it into its own special spot, just put it with the other copies. It'll be easier to find.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to get the one card they had, but it was like 90 USD. I'm like, I can't. Well, I could, but not. I was like, I don't want to pay that right now.
What card was that?
The foil Ascension. Hello, Meepo.
Hey.
Oh, welcome to the chat.
Hey. Sorry for the delay there. I was on the phone a lot longer than I thought.
You missed literally nothing. We have just started.
Great to hear.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry that the snowstorm kicked in and I couldn't hang you that skinny and digger.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I still got one of my locals actually gave me the regular foil listing, and I got that signed, as you know.
Yeah.
The only kicker is I have to give them a regular copy or otherwise of a Stinian back at some point.
You gotta replace it, yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we were just talking about the Haven Games, which is the first Materia Cup coming up.
So I know the store is fairly popular. Let me put it this way. I know the store is popular. I know that the announcement of having a cup is going to make it even more popular. In the US is a very large fan base for the game. Like, I'm not surprised seats are going to fill up and people are going to drive like 5+ hours to make the trip and do the thing. Because I've heard before.
That's kind of Florida, right?
Yeah, it's like in the Orlando area.
Okay.
Or at least neighboring it pretty closely, but yeah. Actually, no, it is in Orlando because when I went to the concert, that was in pretty much the heart of Orlando. It was like the whatever center. And then 20 minutes from where I was, where the concert was the Haven Games. I'm like, oh, okay, so it is in Orlando.
Not bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm only just getting in, but did you get a chance to go to Haven Games when you were down there?
I did.
Oh, how was it? I've been wanting to hear what that was
It's
like.
good. Honestly, it's a really good experience. James is a really chill and nice guy. Like, oh my god.
So you got to talk to James, eh?
I did. I got some pointers for TO stuff, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, he kind of just reiterated what I was thinking, but he still gave his input, which was really appreciated.
It's good to hear other input like that from other TOs and all that kind of stuff. It can only benefit you, if anything.
Yeah. Though his streaming table is genius. Like it's simple, but it's genius at the same time.
Yeah?
So,
What stood out to you about it?
the fact that it's not like on the table or anything like that, it's like the camera is a pole that has a battery whatever to the power, and it powers the camera that streams over to his laptop.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not connected to anything, no pole, no tripod, no arm, just it hangs from the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, so simple, but it works perfectly. My god, that's genius.
Yeah, if you could rig something up like that, it'd just be amazing, yeah.
Yeah. And also if you get the cord to go all the way up into the ceiling over to the laptop, and it's like, oh my god, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's pretty awesome in general too that you got to meet someone who you normally only talk to on like Discord or Facebook or anything like that. To actually get to meet somebody like that in person, I think is really cool.
Oh yeah, no, I was technically 30 minutes early before he opened because that was the only time I can get there. Because I was the one driving. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just sitting outside now.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, okay, so whatever. So basically, which, I guess he also helped with a bunch of other stuff too. Which is nice for the locals, for my locals, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
In the local tournament though, there's like 12 people there. I was going, okay, I'm playing, blah 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 blah. I go, okay, so I'm high up on the leaderboard before the last round. I'm like, okay, I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
because you
bump
got to
down.
play, didn't you?
I did.
That was so cool.
So I thought, okay, I'm high up on the leaderboard. I'm probably gonna get bumped down because of the other more whatever players. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get top 4, whatever. Move on with the day. Ooh. Yeah, I get top 4.
That's great, dude.
I'm like, how?
What were you running?
My summons actually.
Nice. I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, I'm happy that did a thing. So, and
Great,
actually,
great.
based off some of the new cards coming out, it's gonna be even more bonkers. But that's a topic altogether on another day.
Sure.
Are we getting excited over Rydia?
No, not.
Or sorry, not Rydia. Is it Rydia or Kryle? It's Kryle.
From the new set, I think you might be
Yeah.
thinking Rydia,
I'm
the
not
backup.
I'm not really a fan of New Rydia for the backup, honestly. I'm not.
Wow.
Or are we talking about double summon Kryle or something like that?
Or
honestly,
double summon Realm.
Realm, sorry, Realm. There we go. I haven't looked at FF in a while. I apologize.
No worries.
I actually have to get the new cards and add it to my summon deck, and then add a Garnet and all that stuff. I realized I'm wearing the
Garnet, yeah.
colors that would make the deck redonkulous, and I'm like, okay,
Right, for the multi-element Garnet.
yeah, the one that's also Job Summoner.
Oh, that card looks so good. I know that one. That one was really good.
Yeah, those are other topics for.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's part of the whole bit. But so for the Haven games, honestly, it will probably do well. But he has a lot of space. That's fine.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you need a lot of space because, like I said, you're gonna have a lot of people that want to
Well,
drive in and like attend.
yeah. His now his bulk, like you came in a little bit after I mentioned the bulk, but he has a whole wide, like, tall shelf of just boxes upon boxes of four-row pizza boxes of like bulk cards, foils, or otherwise.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and it's like, do you have some cards? Like, I look. You're not suggesting? Yeah, you're gonna have to look through that if you want. Oh no. He's like, sorry. Like, crap. Okay. So I was starting to look through it, but then the tournament was going. It's like so it was like,
I know. If only you had more time.
yeah. Well, I only had like a set number of time before I had to go back because where I was staying in Florida was in Fort Myers. That's 2-3 hours regular drive, but it was 5 hours to get over to the area close enough because it was March break. So try thinking about that going to Orlando, which is around where Disneyland and Universal Studios are, where his shop is.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people congregating in Florida that time of the year during March break.
Yup. So I needed to have the person I was driving me was going, okay, we need to get back by this time, so we need to get back by whatever. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So honestly, I think it'll be fun, though I don't know, because there's a lot of people. There's even people from Canada I know are flying down there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm like, holy damn. They were like, when I said, oh, I'm going to Florida, it's like, oh, you're going to the Materia Cup? It's like, no, not this. I planned it at a different time. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
People are damn determined.
But so in terms of the first one, I think that'll go well. I don't know what your two's opinion of what might show up, because now From Nightmares is, well, technically, even though the pre-release said From Nightmares is out by the time the tournament comes up. So
when you say what might show up, we're talking about like what deck, or like what we see. We'll definitely know for sure that we're still gonna see wind being a big factor.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot of people are really talking up wind lightning lately with some of the cards.
You know what, lightning? The fact that lightning is getting a spotlight finally is making me happy.
I know, same here.
Yeah, I'm still on the hype train about fire, like wind fire stuff getting in. The Zidane is.
Yeah.
Whew, oh boy.
and all that. Here's the thing. You know how I think it's like the Australian judge. What's his name? What's his name? He's the one that kind of created the infinite loop concept.
Are you talking about Chris Matitsky?
Yes. The one from the guy from Australia.
Yeah.
He put like, oh, by the way, Garnet with Talika and whatever thing. I'm like reading. I'm like, ew, no. So if his deck idea catches on, be prepared to see an easier version of Infinite Loop.
Oh wow, really?
Usually people are gonna see his videos and like his stuff kind of low-key catches on though, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
So I'm like going, oh no, I have to deal with the Infinite Loop. No. And he's using Summoner to boot with the like a Summoner engine with him. I'm like, oh. But that deck, depending if enough people see it and they want to build it, and they build it when they go to the convention, the tournament, then that might be interesting to see if it does well. Other than that, then yeah, there's things you want to win. Wind Lightning, Wind Ice. I think Wind Ice is getting buffed up by just commons and rares.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does get buffed up quite a bit. I'm trying to think of what Water Fire, because Opus 18 still gave us like the whole RCL Ethereum package, and I don't think we've seen enough of it kind of represent and do any sort of work. But it gives you a lot to Twins, which is like the never go away. It's like the Gladiator Beasts of Final Fantasy right now. It's just like the thing that lives through every format.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you guys played Yu-Gi-Oh before, but like there was a time when Gladiator Beasts came out, and basically that deck would always be like the default. We're gonna play this to test the meta until like they made a new core set and changed up the speed of the game entirely. Yeah,
I played around Glad Beast era, and yeah.
You can vouch for me then.
Oh, totally, big time. Glad Beasts were everywhere. They're hard to get rid of.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking Twins are gonna be kind of like that. And they also gave you like I don't know if the new. I wish I read up more on 19. Like I haven't seen like anything outside of her spoilers, but there was that Rydia. I don't know if it still fulfills.
Sorry, I just wanted to chime in a little bit, but if you want to look up any of the new cards, the entire list is on FFTX.
Okay, I'm gonna go look at that.
That's where I am right now, just looking at that while we're talking.
I won't get in trouble for not working, but okay.
We won't tell on you.
Let's see. But so from there, there's a couple other ones that'll show up. Obviously now my prediction for the shop championships, because they were just announced a little bit after the Materia Cups, right? Because we're still in spring, coming on into summer. Oh, they added a Puerto Rico spot. Oh wow. Okay. I would assume that the shop championships are going to be held more in the summer time. It's because they were just announced, right? And they haven't set the dates. So, and we're coming into summer as it is, or spring into summer. So that's my prediction, anyways. Most of the dates will start rolling out during that time.
It would make more sense, yeah. And summer's a great time to have it,
Yep.
of course.
Now, Nevo, is there any shop champ that's going to be around your area, or?
No, unfortunately not, because the only shop here that actually did run official tournaments, they decided to not to do any more. But that was also because of the pandemic and that, of course, and that, right? I think player base is died down too, so they just decided to, I guess you could say, put it on hold. So nothing towards Eastern Canada, which it's unfortunate, but I totally understand it. But with the store championships being in Kingston and Ottawa, for someone like myself, that's not really too far to travel. I'm hoping to make it to one of them. It all depends on how much money that I save up, but as unfortunate as there's nothing in Newfoundland or in the Maritimes, I am excited about the fact that Ontario has something to offer.
Yeah, they have two essentially. I can only take part in one though.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. You're TO for one, you get to be a player for another.
Yeah, well, even if I were to play at Mason, it wouldn't make sense because I'm staff and TO. So.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. And I mean, I think there's something exciting too, if you can agree with that. It must be exciting to host a store championship, right? I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
We had the shop had an LQ years ago, but now that's a equivalent of a mini regional, official regional. That's really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry?
No, I was going to say, the only thing I was going to say real quickly was someone on Discord mentioned how it would be cool if TOs were able to give something to TOs saying, hey, you're TO, you're organizing this, have this promo or something like that. I think that would be
I think cool gesture. They should totally have a judge support thing or a TO support thing package like they do for other games.
I agree. I mentioned it to the screen on the whatever, but excuse me. I've mentioned it to them. They didn't really get back to me, but obviously they would have seen it. But I know in Europe before the pandemic, the rep Tim used to do that for the tournament organizers of the areas, going, "Hey, you did a good job. Here's an extra bunch of stuff for you," which was
cool.
Nice. Because how NA in Europe and Australia and Japan do things differently, it's eh.
Yeah, I get it.
Even for the judge program, during the pandemic, for those that got to level 0, and couldn't make it to an official event, and during the pandemic to get tested for the level 1, Tim was going, "Oh, by the way, we're doing the test online." And it was through the webcam and all that stuff, right? But
oh yeah,
yeah, for those that got level 0 and weren't able to do an event during the pandemic, he contacted them, blah 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 blah, and said, "Okay, I'm going to test you for your level 1 during this time. Come on the webcam at this time, this date, and then we'll do it. And then if you pass, you get your level 1."
Mm.
And I mentioned it to Square Enix, and they're like, "Yeah, that's just how they do it. We don't really do that here. We don't do that here." I'm like, "Oh, sad times." But I mean, there's only really Canada has 2 judges right now, technically.
Oh.
We have Brian, from Ottawa. He's been out of the game for a while, but he's been trying to catch up as much as he can. He's our level 1. He was grandfathered into it, but that's beside the point. He did technically pass the test at the time, but he was still grandfathered in as a level 1.
Okay.
And then someone in Kingston actually passed their level 0 test, like the written test.
Yeah, was that Yuki?
No, he
Okay.
wasn't playing at the time. It was a guy named Alex.
Oh, Alex. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he passed level 0, which I kind of saw him annoy the staff of the shop because he didn't have a phone with data. So he's like, "Yeah, I need you to show me the stuff," because they were allowed to just show him cards from FFX, right? Because that's the only way you can figure out some of the questions. And
Okay.
they allowed that. But other than that, it's just like he kept going where the guy's just like, "You know what? He got a bottle of water. Here's the phone." He just stood there right beside me the entire time. He was pretty annoying. I was right beside him. I was right beside Alex, who was just writing my own test, and I was like, "Yeah, he's annoying." But he did pass. The only thing is that if Alex were to shadow Brian for an official tournament of any sort, unless Great Enix staff is there to witness it, it does not count.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense. So, anyway, but yeah, I'll have to see if I can talk to someone, see if there's an idea I can pass along.
Never hurts to throw out the suggestion, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I think, actually, now that I think about it, since we're going on the shop champs, and technically because Canada at the moment, what type of decks do you think will show up at some of them?
I haven't been super keeping up with the meta and all that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, usually new set means a lot of people come up with ideas, and I don't see or haven't heard a lot of new ideas. Seeing a lot of them being tested. I'm flipping through the set right now, and I'm looking at this Emperor and going, "Oh, this is really fun," and it looks really dumb, and it looks like you could build a deck around it technically.
Yeah, Emperor decks are getting really good now.
Yeah, Emperor. And then I'm also looking at the Ricard, which is a really, really nice backup, which pumps up Dragoons in its own way.
it's very cool, yeah. I think it's a given to say that you're still going to see wind in some shape or form, like whether wind ice or mono windstorm. Like, I mean, I think that's a guarantee because that deck always just seems to linger around. But you might end up seeing a lot of people really just seeing what From Nightmares can give them.
Yeah, I think it's a whole thing about I don't know if I can say From Nightmares is one of the, I guess, like the sets that'll be like meta defining.
Yeah,
I can see it being the precursor to Dawn of Heroes. That much.
Yeah, I'm still more excited for Dawn of Heroes. I'm gonna tell everybody again. I told them last time. I'll tell them this time. I wasn't excited for Opus 19. I'm super hyped for Opus 20. This is where I'm taking a bit of a break from the game and just going, okay, I'm not gonna buy 4 boxes of this set. I'm just gonna buy one and buy my singles. You know.
Yeah.
So I haven't been looking at it like as much. So.
Also, if you haven't noticed, there's that new Ico that's Earth. Yep. It's a 2-cost forward rare, 5k power. This is this is where the Infinite Loop will come into play, right?
Oh right, all 3 active job summoners cast once come. Yeah. I remember her now.
And it doesn't say has to be a forward, just a job active. All 3 active job.
Which I'm really glad for. I think it wouldn't be as good if it specifies forwards. And I'm kind of glad the card just starting to do that now. It was like, it doesn't have to be forwards, it could be backups, all that kind of stuff. I'm really glad they're doing that. So having it being just simply the job is bonkers. It's great.
We got category 2 support.
Yeah, a little bit more, yeah.
You got category 2 support. I just read the Joseph. He gets draw 1. He's a water 3 cost. He lets you play a category 2 forward will cost 3 or less from your hand. Sorry. I'm just filling out the whole Therian water fire engine thing, saying that deck can get another boost, and maybe Rebels or any sort of category 2 will actually get going.
I might want to see if I can get my hands. It's going to be a rare anyways, but I want to see if I can get my hands on Sanctuary Keeper.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about him too. He's really cool.
Yeah, it's just at the beginning of the attack phase during
each player's turn. Yep.
It's like, oh, activate something, gains 2k. Sure.
I feel like someone mentioned him with what's that card's name? Alice, the one that she can't get active on her own, but every time she attacks, you can remove her forward from the game or something like that.
Oh, Alicine Sorcelled?
Yeah.
From back in was it 16?
Either 16
No,
or
17.
Yeah.
One of the most underwhelming sets, I think.
And now, well, I'll say 16, but that's beside the point. So, yeah, that's going to be really good. Especially, here's the thing, I can also see it good for summoners, because let's just say you have a summoner that you really don't want to be tapped or anything like that. I mean, you tapped it for the ability, right?
Yeah.
But getting an extra thing. Now it can block or do shenanigans if it needs to.
Yep, that's true.
You have an extra couple summoners so that you can just do it again, activate it again. So that's going to be really interesting. But I'd say that this is going to build on a lot of archetypes that were either lacking or needed to be brought back a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I like how they're finally branching into a different set of source material. We're finally getting like a bit more fleshing out on like category 2 stuff, and they're giving an update. They're giving some of the category 6 stuff a bit more of an update as well.
Exactly. I'm really blown away by the fact that this set brought the twins from Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah, we're getting correct me if I'm wrong, Edgar and Sabin?
No. Sorry.
No, those are brothers.
The Three Stooges characters.
Yeah. I just saw those two. Yeah, those are.
Yeah, Kurlax.
Right.
Yeah, they're basically a parody of referencing the Three Stooges, of course.
Mm.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. Don't know what the deck's going to be like now because it's 3 colors, but I thought it was a cool concept.
Yeah, well, I think they're leaning a lot into 3 color stuff because we also have. No, we're not leaning a lot into 3 color stuff. I apologize. I'm thinking about the weapons, and those are just 3 different colors with 3 different names. Or they're not 3 colors, just 3 different names.
No, you might be right because in this set, there's a cycle of standard units that say that if you paid with 3 different CP elements, you get an extra effect.
So that was a thing they did back in Opus 16 as well.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
We had a few things like the Shiva off the top of my head is what I remember the most, and I think they are it would be interesting to see if they are saying, hey, we're gonna leave this way and we're gonna make people incentivized to play more 3 color stuff.
Exactly. So, for example, there's a standard unit thief that says if thief was paid with CP of 3 or more different elements, then you can do some extra stuff top 3 cards in the deck to the breakstone.
Mm-hmm. And they're giving 12 a lot of long overdue support, in my opinion, as well.
Given what support, sorry?
Category 12. Category 12 and some of the Unspoken 11 stuff. The whole I guess mages, Kiki, Kuki Chibuki, Maki Chibuki, and Chirikiki thing. Small 3-card core.
Oh, you're talking about the mages, okay, I thought you said...
Yeah, I'm talking about the mages. No, mages. Sorry, my English might be bad. Again, I'm really excited because there's a lot of wind fire stuff, and I've been tossing around wind fire ideas as well and seeing if there's anything that could work.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if any of the warp stuff is gonna come in change the game.
I guess depending on how it's played, because if it does come into used a lot in the tournaments, then it might catch on. Because I know monsters wasn't really a huge thing in the beginning, and then now it's more fleshed out, so monsters are now coming back up. Counters is pretty simple, usually pretty simple concept, but they weren't really used a lot because some of the cards that had them were slow.
Yeah. Or it was too easy, I think, to get rid of the counter or something like that. I might be thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually.
No, there is a way to get rid of counters in this game. One card so far, but yeah.
Yeah. And this is why I'm glad that crystal tokens can't be touched.
Yeah. Which is a good thing.
It is a really good thing, yeah. Because in my experience of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks that try to use a counter system, is like, oh, you're constantly getting rid of my counters so easy. Like, it's like, what's the point of trying to do a counter?
Yeah. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game where it's really fast, where like destructions and stuff are easier to accomplish. It's not like you're locked behind like one specific thing, like lightning, which is slightly underwhelming in FF, according to some people. And then you get breaks, but you have to jump through hoops and pay a lot to get those breaks when usually everything else would do it quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big difference between Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's a faster game.
Yeah.
I forgot we got the FF13 decks, and that's going to be a thing that we're probably going to see a lot of.
Yes, that's a really good point. You're definitely going to see that pop up.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see that pop up.
Just out of the box, like the 13 decks are nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a few online tournaments on Vane's Discord, and a few people were doing some FF13 decks, and yeah, I got the.
Oh wait,
I learned pretty fast how strong they were.
we got a lightning fire Stola.
Yes, a lot of people are pretty hyped about that too.
We got a lightning fire Stola.
Is it different than the other colors? That's for sure.
We got a lightning. I love this card. I love this card. This is a thing that would make like because we got a lot of the lightning support back in 17. And then a lot of the 14 stuff we had was red, and all the samurai stuff was red. Like, but it's all like category 14 samurai. So I think this gives it a lot of potential now.
Wow, you can get her out with Magisa. I just thought about it.
Yeah, you can Magisa out Ishtola, you can Magisa out Alphino for free whatever, and just you go to town with the Hien nonsense.
Yeah.
I think Samurai. Samurai is one of the forever decks.
Yeah.
But now it's converting. I hope Samurai is converting over to 14. I think that's going to be a threat, especially because Ishtola will just gain haste and unblockable. Like, hello.
Yeah, because right now I have a mono fire Samurai deck, which is mostly revolved around Hien, but with the other cards coming out, I just want to take I want to take a little bit more Samurai out of it and then start filling up with more like good Cat 14 stuff, like this Stola, for example.
I'm sorry, this is turning into like Cat 14 Lightning Fire deck discussion, but it lets you like play the Alisade and just take back the Hien so you can keep extending.
Mm-hmm.
So other than the bazillion ideas that we can think of for like personal decks or otherwise, so a bit of a question for both of you. If you're going to take part in the championships, which one would you be more keen to go to? Would you want to go to Kingston and Ottawa, or just Ottawa, or just Kingston, or heaven forbid you want to fly all the way west and you go that way?
So I've said my piece on this before, and Ottawa is very far and very hard to deal with for me personally. So I'm totally going to be inclined to go to Kingston because it's only like an hour at most instead of like 5 hours or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're like closer towards like a little bit past Belleville, aren't you?
I'm in Brampton.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like a little bit, almost.
Yeah.
An hour from Kingston. So yeah, you're pretty much a little past. Okay.
yeah. So if we had, instead, I'm going to say this now, I'm going to say it again, I apologize. If we had this in like Toronto or something, I'd go almost every time. I'd go multiple times, especially if it were in Toronto, just because it's got that central access. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you were flying in from wherever, you got a shuttle from like Pearson Airport to Toronto, like Union Station, which is the downtown core.
Yeah. Horror stories of Pearson Airport aside, yes, that's pretty much correct on that one. Currently, the airport's horror stories I've been hearing.
Oh yeah, they're not as bad as they were last year. Let's put it that way.
That's good, but it's still like one that bigger airports that's considered a big airport in the world. So it's, but that's neither here or there. But yeah, you are correct. It's a made hub where you go airport, Union Station. Let's go wherever you need to go.
Yeah. So again, my whole argument would be it would be really great if we got like some sort of store to either, in Toronto to sponsor, or like find venue in Toronto and host from there. But that's just me being a whiny player at this point. Like I'll admit it.
And what about you there, Pipo?
I'm gonna be totally honest. It all comes down to bias, but I want to go to Kingston.
Okay.
You've been praising up your shop and all that kind of stuff, and I other than going out and meeting some new people and all you guys, I just want to check out the place like Action Pack Comics and just seeing the setup that you got going on there. We've been talking about it for a long time, and yeah, and like I think Ottawa got its perks and stuff, but in all honesty, no, I want to check out Kingston, want to check out that area, check out your shop that you were running it all in.
Okay. I know because there's going to be a couple of people. There's already one person that's saying, when the date's set, I'm getting a spot. I was like, okay.
No, that's great. And in all honesty, like we've been chatting for a while now, almost for like the past year or so. So like, I mean, if I was to go to Kingston, I think it would be cool to eventually meet you in person, all that kind of stuff. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. I would appreciate meeting out with
Yeah.
players.
And I gotta be honest, for myself, like, if I do end up going to this trip, sure, it's one thing to go to the tournament, chance to win stuff, play some decks and stuff. But like, a lot of it for me is just to be able to go somewhere and just meet some other new faces in the FFTCG community. I think that's one of the biggest things I myself is looking forward to doing if I can pull this off.
Yeah. Even if you, like, I asked obviously the shop owner, and he's like, "Well, think of something," but they're not gonna get the venue, which is close by. It can house a lot more people, but they're going to try to see if they can do something at the shop. Like, even if they run out of room to host inside the shop, depending on the other boss, there's two owners of the shop, by the way. Depending on the other boss decides to do it, he might, if he decides to, he might decide to go, party tent outside in the park.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
I figure these games always have good summer during the summer, good weather during the summer and all that stuff, so should be able to pull it off.
Yeah. But that's just the one boss's idea. For the pre-registered tickets, when the date's set up, my boss has said, yeah, when that happens, we'll figure it out. Either they e-transfer or something, and then we just write their name down. And so on. It's like,
yeah.
That was like an idea he threw out there, but I was like, yeah, we'll figure out something. I'm like, okay.
Of course. But not only that too, I mean, you're pretty passionate about what you do as a TO and all that kind of stuff. So I'd love to go out there and just see all that work you're putting into it and all that kind of stuff too. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. Now, not to really, like, yeah, blah blah blah, Kingston, but I also want to do a little shout out to, on Facebook it's Jack Dan or whatever, but I know him as Dan, the owner of Red Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He does his fair share, like, different contexts, but like me, he runs around like a madman to the point where he almost collapses on the spot.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure,
he has so much going on, but he does a lot. Like, when it comes to other shop owners and whatnot, I give props to the man there. And
oh no, definitely.
And he was the first one that actually had me figure out, okay, there's more than just Kingston that can get into this. And he reached out to me, and I was like, okay, I can reach out to other people too.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like a big influence on that part. But he does. So when he actually runs the tournament scorekeeping a little differently, because I don't think he has access to the official program himself. Even though it's a little bit easier to get, but that's beside the point.
Mm-hmm.
He uses an app called BCP Player, which it does have Final Fantasy listed in his game thing. But, which is good because, let's just say, you, me, but we have a match. We have our little codes that we put in for our result. Either you or me will put in the results, submit it, and then he'll get the results, and then when everyone's done, next match. So you can report your own match.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And the Bandai app has that going on now too as well.
Yeah. So he does that. He also has a bunch of other like spaces that he can collaborate with for more space, which is what happened with the Re-Rise.
Uh huh.
But like I said, also giving a shout out to Red Dragon and whatnot. So trying not to fully just go action pack only, but no, the Red Dragon, the owner, does a lot of good stuff.
Oh no, I agree. I do want to eventually check out the Isler scene as well, and I would love to eventually check out Red Dragon. I just want to check out Action Pack first. That would be the first on my list.
Okay. So as you may have seen some of the picture before, but they do have a basement. Everyone calls it the dungeon.
Yeah, I remember you saying. I think I recall you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still fine. Though I will say in the podcast here, if anyone's allergic to dogs and they still want to come out, even though there's a dog, because the shop owner has his dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take some whatever medication you have to minimize the allergies that you have. If it's a severe allergy to dogs, we would like to have you, but we kind of unless the owner has someone to take care of the dog in his apartment, but that's about it.
Yeah, plus if the dog's in there all the time, it's kind of hard to like de-dog here a building all stuff place. So exactly.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, exactly, right? So like, yeah. No, giving the heads up is fine. Just bust out the reacting, I guess.
Yeah. The dog's really, really friendly. His bark's worse than his bite, unless you specifically try to yank his tail or whatever the heck. But that's
yeah, exactly. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk and yank on dogs' tails.
But also, he will bark at like there are some people that he just irks them the wrong way. He also hates tires and skateboards and bikes. He just has a vendetta against those stuff.
I'll make sure not to bike to that place then.
No, I'm just saying, like, because there's obviously cyclists, skateboarders, and cars and whatnot, even other dogs in the area. So if we start to see
exactly.
Like, okay. So you'll probably hear like the shop owner going, "Hey, quit it!" And just like, or me just going, "That's enough," right? So
yeah.
So for those that are listening to the podcast, that's a heads up. The dog's really nice. You start petting him, you'll have a friend for life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So other than that, yeah. So when the date's set, the owner's going, yeah, we're just going to have this date for Final Fantasy for that date only. Unless Magic decides to go, we're doing this official on this day as well. But he's like, yeah, we're just going to do this for this day. Book out the entire shop for that, and that's it.
The prices haven't been released yet for like entry, is it? I can't remember.
They haven't been.
Or that's to be announced.
That's to be announced with the info dates, I believe.
Cool, makes sense.
Because usually with other card games, as you know, it's okay. Here's your official thing. Here's your price range of what you have to put your entry at.
Yeah.
So that's usually how it goes. I don't know if Square Enix will just go up to the shop's discretion, or here's our price range.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. Now, obviously, the shop owners know the dates they suggested, but obviously, either they or whatnot can't divulge anything that they suggested.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes with other games, right? They contact the shop contacts them back, here's the dates that they want, and then it's a back and forth of what dates are confirmed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I have no idea when the dates are going to be set. I have no idea when.
Oh yeah, it's gotta wait and see.
I was just contacted to go, okay, who's the shop owner of this person? Okay, we'll contact them. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, chest hands, whatever. So the shop was like, hey, this is it. I'm like, okay. So I can't really divulge anything because I don't know anything.
No, exactly. You know just as much as we do, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing was like, hey, contact these people. Okay, my job's done. But other than that, I'd say that since everything's gonna be probably announced in some place, as we said. It's going to be interesting, and I hope there's not going to be a double booking for Shop Champs as well for other places, not just for Canada.
Yeah.
And if it's like a back-to-back on a weekend, that's going to be
Yeah, really though.
Pretty sure if there was a double booking, that would have been a bit of. I don't know if I'm understanding this correctly. You would have been on like Enix that books the dates, or is it that the stores choose the date they want?
I believe it's the stores that suggest the dates.
Okay.
To display or otherwise, and then the company has to go, okay, here's the dates they chose.
Mm-hmm.
We take that into consideration, and then we pick the dates from what they have suggested.
So basically, hoping the overlap just kind of works out for people, like one on like the West Coast, one on the East Coast, on the same time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering how close the date would be for the Kingston one and the Ottawa one.
Maybe you can turn into one long trip.
Yeah. Man, if I could pull that off and go to both, I would love that.
Right. I know myself, I have somewhere I'm able to crash, and I want to take part of that, so that's the only place I can try
That's
to get
good.
my invites.
Yeah.
So apart from that, I know. Well, this is a slight plug-in. Doesn't really. Actually, I could do something like that, but
Oh, good man, plug away.
So I know the OSS tournament is gonna be. Where's the event here? Look on the page. Where are you? You're here somewhere. Events. May 6th.
Oh, nice.
For those that are listening or otherwise and they want to come out, what I'm going to be suggesting is to shop owners is if they feel like they can and they would like to, for those that come out to the OSS tournament for spring, whoever gets first will have their entry covered for the shop channel.
Oh, that's a good prize. That's pretty enticing.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
That's good.
The OSS did that for the re-rise too last year.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I recall you saying that. Yeah.
I like the sound of that, honestly. This reminds me of like back in the day when they do buy cards for like regional level events after shop qualifier.
Mm.
Yeah, I just thought it's something nice and so on. So
Well, it's great too. It gets people hyped up, right? It's like, oh, this is like, all the tournaments are great now, but this one's gonna have a prize of like entry into this show champion. It just builds up like excitement and all that stuff.
yeah, and
It makes people come back.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes them come back.
Yeah.
other than that though, I think that's for the tournaments. Other than, do you guys know if anyone from your particular area or particular group will be coming out to any of the events in Ontario or so?
Well, for myself, we weren't able to pull off after to go to the re-race, but at the time, there was a good friend of mine I played the game with who had interest in it. So if I start talking to him about possible Star Championships, he could potentially probably would be like, oh man, that sounds like a great idea. Let's take along and try to make this one work out instead. So I think I got one person that I think could be down to coming out and going to one of the Star Championships with me.
Okay. I'll assume if you come down, obviously the flight is going to be, you come down for like a weekend or something like that. You're gonna fly back or something.
Yeah, it'll have to be a weekend thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly like that, yeah. So I just got to basically look into covering costs for obviously flights, accommodations, food, and entry. So the only main things I just need to cover.
Yeah. Now I know in my studio I'll be able to host like maybe some of those fun games either before or after, depending if people arrive otherwise, earlier or stay later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Other than that, if you're going to try, I'll assume you take like a smaller flight or whatnot, so you can fly to Kingston's airport. I think it's still open. I know they're doing renovations on it, so I'm not sure what the state of it.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with flights, so I don't know if it's something like, do I have to maybe fly to Toronto first and then catch a smaller flight to Kingston or something like that? I could be wrong. It could very well be flights straight from St. John's to Kingston for all I know.
YGK Kingston Airport. Huh. It looks like they're in operation now, so before
Plus, there's many months away too, so if they are under renovations, they could have that easily done by then.
Yeah, they were doing renovations during COVID, so hopefully they will be done. So.
Oh yeah, definitely should be
Okay,
done.
so let's look at before you go, security, departures. I'll have to call on some of this stuff because it says terminals are temporarily closed, but I don't know if that means. Oh, that's the hour. Sorry. So I'll have to call and figure that out because that's gonna be a thing. I mean, I do have a connection with someone with a plane, but that's not gonna be effective because it's gonna be pricey to fly there. But whatever. So I'll have to talk to my boss again because he was the one to go, hey, if there's going to be an event, why don't we rent a bus?
I know, and exactly. And I'm like, every time I mention that, I'm like, please do that. It'll make my life so much easier. But yeah, eventually I got to do my own research too into like accommodations, trying to find the best, cheapest place, and all that kind of stuff. But that's not part of the course.
I can technically house a couple people. I think I might have like 1 or 2 people come to my place.
Oh, okay.
I have like 2 rooms and a basement or whatever, so yeah.
I'm glad to pay you than a hotel.
But, well, that's just what I'm offering. I don't know what I'll have to talk to my, well, yes, it's my landlord, but at the same time, I have to give him heads up that this is going to happen. The whole bit, right?
Yeah, I get it. Well, if you're able to swing off something like that, that'd be very generous of you. I mean, that's pretty nice of you to do so.
Yeah. I'll see if my landlord has stipulations, but whatever.
Yeah.
Cross that bridge when we get there, but...
yeah, exactly. Cross that bridge when you get there, yeah. Yeah, because although I can't say anything right now, at the same time, I'm really doing my damnedest to try to pull this off, because, like, I'm really excited about the store championship and all that kind of stuff. I think it'd be such a cool thing to go to. I've never been to anything like that ever at all, like, not that elaborate, so it'll be a cool experience for myself.
Okay. And, I mean, if I end up getting a full house, essentially, there are a couple of hotels just up the street from Action Pack and down the street from Action Pack. So
yes, I do remember you saying, yeah.
There's like one just down a little bit, and then there's one that's up a little bit. So it's not that far, honestly, if you get one of those hotels.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So other than that, I think that's about it. I don't know if you have a group that you would go with Daybreak that would be interested, or
again, as far as I know, it's just me, my area. I'd probably have to connect with like Toronto boys or something and kind of figure that out. But there's not many people again that I know outside of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like yeah.
I'll talk to my boss about the entry thing, which is basically whatever the entry is for the OSS. We take a chunk of that entry off for like the store credit for the prize, and that whoever gets first gets that chunk that they will be having for their prize credit taken off what they have, but it's paying for their entry for the shop championship.
Have you guys, maybe you were talking about it before I jumped on, but did you guys talk in detail much about the actual promo cards that are coming out with Store Championship, like Tyro, Bestella, and Cloud?
Oh, no, we actually have. So, Store Championship is going to be really, So, I want the Tyro personally.
Yeah. So which is it? So like, is the Tyro the one that hands out to anyone who attends, and the Glacella's for the top 4? I can't remember the details. See what I'm reading here. We'll introduce the first 3 here, with a 4th even rare card to be revealed by Hobby Japan at a later date.
Obviously, when they ship the stuff, because like the reunion kits that came out in 2020, when they send it, they have like a little paper inside the box that says, "Here's your instructions."
Gotcha.
So I would assume they have that same thing.
Perhaps. I myself, I'm really hyped up over the full art Glaciella was that.
Personally, I feel like the Glaciella might be the prize card. And I'm only saying this because the Masters League in was Glaciella sleeves, I think it was.
Yeah.
So like it would make sense that they give that, and then Tyro is one of those things people need 3 of, and it would feel they need 3 of both. But like Tyro's like de facto.
I read somewhere that the top 4 gets a Glaciella, but I could have read that wrong.
Huh. And I personally, though, I want the playmat because it's a pretty playmat.
Oh, what's the playmat again? I completely forgot about that.
It's the same art as for the trophy that they're giving out, but it's the Black Mage. That's the full art from one of the earlier.
Right.
Opus 10 Black Mage.
That's a mat?
That's the playmat art. Yep.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't even notice that. That's awesome.
And I'm surprised they're revisiting a lot of the old art again. It's really good because, like, again, the one reason why my friend is like interested in FF is because I showed him full art Black Mage.
Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the Black Mage that's for the trophy. That's the art for the last whatever trophy.
Okay.
That's only for Store Championship.
Oh.
Because it has like the image that has like whatever Final Fantasy TCG that says Store Championship 2023 on it. Or Store Champion, sorry, but yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
I wish that like Enix would just go back and reprint some of their old product, to be honest, because
I mean they kind of are.
I want the Refia sleeves, and I don't want to have to third party my ass through Japan to get them.
Oh yeah, like a lot of those master sleeves are just
like it's all of them are like insanely expensive, like $70 US after you convert it, and it's like.
There was a point where, like, should I drop $100 down Glitter sleeves? I'm like, as much as I want to, I really shouldn't.
See, I've done it for other stuff. And when you've done it for more than one game and you've been doing it for a few years, it kind of adds up and you kind of get picky.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Right.
If there was ever a pack of sleeves I would do that for, it's definitely for the Glaciella ones.
Really? Okay. I'll let you know if I find some.
That's appreciated. I just like the card so much.
What else do we get for the Master Series? Or not Master Series, but what's it called? Support. I don't know, I'm excited for the Tyros, to be honest. I only have like Spanish Tyros, Pyros, however you want to pronounce it. And the fact that they're coming as full art makes it more appealing.
Spanish Tyros.
Yeah.
I have a bunch.
More Spanish Tyros?
No, a bunch of English ones.
Yeah.
I got kind of lucky because there was a point in time where I guess I thought about it. I was like, maybe I should just start rounding up Tyros while they're still around, and I got my hands eventually on like 8 in total, like a foil playset and a few others for the decks. And I got lucky because I think it was probably a few months after that they jacked up in price.
I know I have more than just 8 Tyros.
Not bad.
Like, and I have my stuff. I have what I need. So now they're just like, yeah, these are for sale.
I suppose I could sell my foil Tyros, that way I can make some money to go to my trip. There you go.
I'm gonna see if I can mention some of the other people coming up from the US, because I know some people play it, so pass around.
Oh,
Yeah.
can I ask a question because I'm a bit unfamiliar with the tournaments in this game? So Glacial is stamped Road to Worlds, which is like what the Zidane we got previously was.
Yeah.
Right. Tyro is 2023 event. So Road to Worlds is a different thing in itself, right? It's like a is that the same thing as shop qualifier and regionals and stuff, or is it a different type of formatting?
It's kind of like a Road to Worlds, yeah. It's kind of like a shop qualifier, yeah. That's a
Okay, so yeah, so that makes sense then that the Glaciella would be like. Well, actually, no.
So the Tyro, honestly, it could be just like the Amino Osteus for the Miras.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because I'm remembering the Zidanes for Road to Worlds. There was foil and non-foil versions of it. Right?
That's
I
true.
think there's only foils of it because there's a specific for that match, right?
Oh, okay.
Trying to find past evidence to like confirm whether or not Glaciella is like de facto prize card and maintains value.
They have, obviously there's not any information about the stamp. There is.
Yeah.
People are tight-lipped about it.
Let's again. I'm using extrapolation from previous experience.
Yeah.
Feels bad when Tyro full art is like an Amaterasu level card, though. To be honest.
To be fair, though, it has just as much value in it as the Mitarasu, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it does. It does. I'm not gonna say no, but it does. Next thing you know, we're gonna get full art Thornton.
Other than that, I think pretty much covered most of that.
I think we have, yeah. Definitely.
Depending if you want to come out daybreak to the OSS, if the shop approves of the.
You still there?
Hello, yeah, hi, I'm here.
Yeah, your audio cut out. I think you said something and it just kind of faded off.
Sorry. So if you're willing to come out for May 6th for the OSS, and if the shop agrees to put whatever the entry is for the shop championship as a first place prize on top of whatever you're getting, would that be something that you'd be interested in coming out for?
I mean, personally, I have like a drive to like be there at least once this year before like anything bad happens to me again. So yes, I'd love to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem would be like, you know, I don't expect to win, but like if I do top the OSS, when would the shop championship be? Because I have a trip planned down in June. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to dates again. I'm not like I'm trying not to look into like Opus 20. So
the OSS Spring is on May 6th.
Yeah, so
most of the stuff I would assume for shop championships are going to end up after, I would guess. So I don't know if that means anything.
that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I again, you cut out, so I didn't hear half of it. You said I guess.
Oh. ... Sorry. So
Yeah.
I guess because most of the stuff is probably going to happen in the summer, as we just said.
Yeah.
So when they happen, blah blah blah, I guess it'll be after tournaments. So.
Yeah. So I'm saying like if June, I don't exist in Canada in June. Therefore, my chances of playing FF again have been shot. If it is after June, that is a completely different story.
That.
Yeah.
And I would assume there's going to be places even in the US don't have a June date because part of summer literally starts then.
Yeah. So like my hope is like maybe in the Philippines, the stores that sell FF product will have a qualifier, and I'll be the only person there. And if not, you can count on me to bring back a box of like Opus 14 for tournament support if you really want me to.
I don't know.
Oh, I think I remember you saying that before. Yeah, you're able to get your hands on some Opus 14 out there.
Yeah, I can.
That's exciting.
I actually feel more excited about Opus 12 than Opus 14, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you think about it, 12 just had a bunch of the nicer stuff, like Foil Sildras,
Yeah, that's true.
Amaterasus,
Chocobos.
Beatrix, Chocobo. No, no
Yeah.
Chocobo in there, that's Opus 10.
Oh, you're right. Totally, you're right. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there actually is a group for the Philippines.
Ashes.
There actually is one. Wow.
I just want to get my hands on one more Leviathan. I just need one more.
Like Lord of the Whirl?
Yeah.
Alright. I will see what I can do, because again, I do intend to buy a box of Opus 14 when I head out again.
Oh, good God. I'll start saving up my money.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up see if there's anything scheduled for Philippines area.
I know there's some conventions and stuff happening when I touch down in June, but that's it. Honestly, I'm not like gonna go super out of my way to play TCG there. I was kind of half joking when I said I really just go to buy the product and then I'll deal with it here.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Don't you have a convention you're going to or something soon, Digger? Fanaticon or something?
Yep, Fanaticon is in Rockville.
Nice.
I'll have a booth there. I'll have like two people helping me. I'll have obviously skills for people to buy if people want to learn. They can also learn from the tables there. And if people have kids and you want like just for taking pictures, I'll have like little like plastic and foam swords for them to go, just have a picture taken already.
That
Yeah.
sounds cool. That sounds great.
It looks like it's gonna be some good, clean fun, to be honest.
Right. I have like a from the Spirit Halloween store. I have like the Buster sword from that. And I also have the keyblades.
Oh, yeah. I got one of the key plays there from Spirit Halloween.
If I show up, I'm taking your Buster Sword and walking away with it. Then you'll notice me.
But yeah, so I'll have to try and get the studio a little bit like reorganize it. And I'm gonna be honest because I was thinking about just moving some stuff around to make sure there's more room.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That makes sense.
I'll just get that done. But yeah, so other than that, I think that's about it for now.
Cool.
And
We
hopefully
got a short one today.
Yeah, but
Well, we certainly got to talk about a lot of different things, at least.
Yeah. I'll definitely see you guys when the date's set for the shop championship, and depending if you're able to come out there at daybreak, see what the OSS
Yeah, again, I will try my damnedest to make it to one of your events this year. I promise you that. It's just when my calendar is free and when it's not terrible weather.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is the spring wasn't changed, so.
Yeah, I think that's the best. And then that's just the hype for pre-Anime North hype for me.
Okay, yeah. So, other than that, I think that's about it. So, thank you both, Nico and Jimmy for talking about this.
Thank you as well. Sorry I wasn't more help than I usually am.
It's a morning thing, but whatever.
Yeah,
So-
you're not wrong.
So, but other than that, see you guys later. Hopefully at the events, and for those who are listening, thanks for coming out, and
See you around.
See ya. Thank you.